Ça dit quoi? Moi je suis là toujours, hein. Bon, on est en train de manger, en même temps on est en train de jouer à Fortnite. Et après on va y aller à Warzone. Je sais pas c'est quand, mais il l'a mis avant-hier. J'avais fait la mise à jour et tout. Après j'avais la fibre et tout, mais ça allait. Je sais pas en vrai ça va donner quoi. Vous pensez quoi, hein, YouTube? Mes chers amis de YouTube, ça dit quoi ici? Et ouais. Bon, du coup, on va lancer, hein. Euh, Et d'ailleurs, j'attends un petit peu pour commencer. Je fais juste un truc vite fait. Et voilà. Mais franchement, il y a grand moyen. Du coup, là aujourd'hui, ça fait partir tout, hein. Voilà, c'est Fortnite, hein. C'est parti. Non, en vrai, après Warzone, j'ai testé la nouvelle saison. C'est pareil, il est bien Warzone, la nouvelle saison. Et il aura du moyen, il aura du très 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 lourd même. Nati Nati Ghetto, et Nati Ghetto, ta ta ta, et Nati Ghetto. Bon, bon, bon. Ah, il y a la 26, ça a regardé. Ouais, c'est quand ça, la 26, c'est la semaine. Ok, en direct. Ah, mais j'avais oublié, j'avais débloqué des trucs. Oh, mais il y a en ce moment-là. Attends, on va aller voir, hein. On va aller voir. Vas-y, vas-y, ça va te donner, ça va te donner. Bah, il est où? Ah, il dit pas aller voir une 26, mais ah, j'ai oublié comment. Ah là, il n'est pas comblé, comblé, frère. Ça dit quoi les nouveaux YouTube? Mais ouais, on va regarder ça, hein. La FNCS. Allez, c'est parti. Attends, je reste, c'est une fête royale ici. Oh, ah, mais c'est tout au fond là-bas. Ah, je pense que c'est derrière. Ouais, je pense que c'est là-bas, hein. On va aller voir, hein. Oh, je rêve, c'est pas ça. Ah, pourquoi j'ai mis fête royale? Aïe, 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 aïe. C'est standard, ce mot de français là. Ah, mais c'est celui-là. Pourquoi demande d'amis envoyé? Mais moi, j'ai rien fait. Ah, c'est parti, hein. Ah oui, j'avais oublié comment ça parle. C'est quoi ce micro, ouais. C'est bon là. Ah, ça commence bientôt. Oh, ok. Ça commence dans quelques minutes. C'est parti. Wow, ça a déjà commencé ici, wesh. Ok, on va s'asseoir. Ça va donner quoi? Ils sont bien, ils sont bien, ils sont bien là. Ah, ils sont en fin de zone, les premiers ils sont en bas, les deuxièmes sont en haut. Magnifique. Oh.
Who runs out first, but Blaha's going down when it comes to the HP and the shields. They have it in the back on the side of Geary's in charge. All they need to do is drop down and solidify it.
Blaha and Mixon, time is ticking for them as they don't have the materials left to play around with this, so they'll just run into the zone, try to
Allez les premiers.
Chari gonna try hunt them down, chase them down. And they're not hunting in packs, it is just Chari.
Bien.
C'est
ça qu'on veut.
Chari has a big task in his hand. Can he hit the shot? He sees the player. Mixon scurrying around now to try hide.
Ah non, il est mort de la zone. Oh, dommage.
Look at all these heals, Jacob. Giras doesn't have enough to contest, doesn't have enough to compete. He needs to try to find something now.
Found just a couple of cabbages.
Dégage-toi ou pas?
That's at least something from the work with. Slurp juice still ticking in, but it's gonna run out eventually. Goes back to the flag, but nothing. No med miss, no med kit, nothing from the use. But at the tail end, he finds it on the back of that. He's gonna try to use it, and he gets the cabbage farm. He has a ton of heals to work with out of nowhere. Does Mixon have what it takes? With the last of the splashes uses, his time is run and out.
Non, ils ont gagné. Bien joué.
Second med miss find was everything for Giras. They played high almost to perfection. Nobody really had any chance of taking it from them. And even when it came down to
oh, les gens qui avaient la hauteur, c'était magnifique. Wesh, la hauteur, elle était incroyable. En bas, ça dit quoi? Ah les gars, tous ces rêves là, le rêve un jour de je participe à ce tournoi frère. Mais il faut vraiment geeker. Du coup, faut pas lâcher. Le jeu il avait fait son kill, le premier, le deuxième. Et lui il a joué par rapport à la il avait déjà de soins et tout. Ça sent pas mal hein. Magnifique. Il s'est retrait, il a pris un retrait, il a dit ouais je vais pas l'affronter. Magnifique. C'est ça qu'on veut. C'est ça qu'on veut. Et ouais. C'est ça qu'on veut. Faut jamais lâcher les gars.
Thank you guys so much. Just showing a mastery of a POI, right? Knowing where that patch was in Frenzy. Saying, okay, let me orient myself.
Les gars, installez-vous hein. Il y a la compète de Fortnite là.
Wow.
Mais moi, c'est pas moi qui joue là.
Coming around the corner, you gotta feel like if you're Giras, seeing that med miss.
D'ailleurs, je joue même pas.
Yes.
C'est normal.
It's all coming together. That's what I want to live for, man.
Vous installez tout.
Here's bon. A perfect example of never give up because he kept searching for any sort of sustain And the fact that he was still maintaining enough awareness around him to just
Installez-vous
continue
les gars.
searching out
Parfait.
for what ended up being the primary difference maker.
Yeah, really well played hype from this team. Of course, Shari with that SMG was really just able to apply so much pressure. I think so many players in that situation would end up just using that MK assault rifle, but I think he would have had that Mammoth pistol earlier on in the game, so was able to have that slot, just like Thomas HD, for that SMG. But as you guys mentioned, Giras doing a fantastic
Installez-vous les gars parce que là aujourd'hui c'est la compète.
It wasn't as if he was running around with no directions to where he wanted to try.
La FNCS les gars, celui qui gagne, il gagne 5K ou 200K, je pense. J'avais pas regardé les règles.
So usually that's a great place to go if you're stuck in that situation and you need to try and find some whites. He didn't quite find it on the flag. He found it just away from the flag. And then
Celui qui gagne là, il gagne les 100K. Je pense les 100K. Il y a moyen.
How did you guys feel about
Là,
game number
je
one?
joue pas.
I feel like it was maybe slow to get going, right? We had those initial eliminations come out from contested POIs, and then everybody's just tiptoeing around, and then right there at the end game, it was just an all-out free-for-all. Way more solos than I feel like I'm used to seeing on EU, but I'm down for aggression. I'm down for plays. Let's do that.
Well, that's part of the reason
Ah oui,
why
majorité
I think
3, ouais,
this
Europe.
late game
Ça
took
va.
a little bit more time to develop there in those final moments of the closing zones, because there were just so many players stuck in those solo situations. And as a solo, you're typically going to be
Par contre, comment il
trying to
parle.
stick as much to that low ground,
Mais c'est la
maybe
game,
some
wesh.
of the lower middle ground layers, but still for the most part, you're trying to play from the back of zone. We saw Pink as well doing a fantastic job to essentially solo clutch some really nice placement points, even an extra elimination, which was definitely not an easy feat by any means. But again, it's just players understanding, hey, if I'm going to be in this solo situation, I'm definitely not going to be the one trying to play front side the entire time.
Yeah, and even so, for some of our teams that are already qualified to grand finals, I like to see a little bit of changing up of strategy, a little bit of experimentation from some of our teams. Thomas HD and Malabuka being a prime example, going up for that Rift Island, despite the fact we saw them do so well last week when they didn't even go up for it once. They're trying to figure out how to make that work, and I like that, using it as a little bit of an experiment, because they're already in grand.
Yeah, the min-maxing, it's happening. Now, I want to take a look at the standings. This is just after game number one, so...
Ah, le gars mettez la traduction si vous comprenez pas.
100-point leads, not just yet. But of course, after that game, Giras, Sherry, they are in that first place. But a couple things to call out, as Taco did mention, Pink, the 8 eliminations as a solo. And at one point we tuned him, he had like 42 builds.
Ça va, les premiers sont bien,
Where
mais
do you get
il n'y a
these
pas tout qui joue.
builds from? He's just having to fight 3 duos. I mean,
Dans 2 minutes, la game.
The level and his
Pas mal,
skill
hein.
expression coming out of the lobbies today is nuts.
And again, it's just really impressive when you
Oh.
factor in that this is typically something that you would
Oh,
normally regard
magnifique.
for the fragger
La
deal,
game
but
était
Pink is-
incroyable.
He's not just an IGL.
Ah ouais, les
His
troisièmes, ils étaient bien.
experience and time spent in the competitive scene is a huge reason why he's able to tarp
Magnifique.
so effectively through these
Magnifique.
layers and plan out methodically exactly when he wants to actually strike. That pickoff onto Buzz was such a huge refresh that he didn't even necessarily get to benefit from the full resources of that refresh, but it's just the fact that he was steadily applying pressure to those lower layers and to those teams that were trying to maneuver through those lower layers, and it might have even helped out Gears and Shari to an extent.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. He's not just an IGL. He said it himself in that video that we made from him in one of those little player breakdown videos. He said it. I'm not just an IGL. I can frag. I'm known as an all-round player, and he had to use all of those abilities, all those skills to his advantage there at the end. I'm sure that heisted accelerant shotgun really helped him out a lot as well. It's one of the best shotguns in the game when you're playing as a solo, because it just shoots so quickly, and that's a key to their success there.
Absolutely. Well, this is just game number one. We have 5 more to go before we call it here on EU. And of course, from there, we will have a good idea of who is going to grand finals. You want more action. I want more action. So let's send it back on over to our casters for game number 2.
We all want more action here. And with game number 1 done, I want to talk about Voltiax and Mesa. They are one of the teams that need a decent performance on the day. And after game 1, they're positioned 7th on the leaderboard. That's given them a little bit of a cushion
Yeah,
to
look,
work
I'm
with.
a big fan of that duo for personal bias reasons. I used to play with Mesa a bit, so I always want to see him do well. And they've had performances throughout this year that have definitely showed me that the talent is there. They just need to have the right game plan, have the right mentality, have a clear mind when they're playing in end games. And once they can start to do that, certainly they could be one of the top duos in the region. One of the things I want to see, though, is that start here today. It has to be today, a big performance needed to do well, Jacob.
Yeah, and we've seen it all too many times. Games 1 through 3 happen. Teams are positioned at the top of the leaderboard, playing at the top of their game. But the second half rolls around, a different song and dance. So it's about consistency throughout these 6 games. And if you don't have your spot already punched to the grand finals for Major 3, you better make sure that you minimize the mistakes. You go ahead and realize every single time you play one of these games, it's a chance for glory, a chance for success, and a chance to take it all. And now, with game number 2 starting,
Ça y est, la gaming commence, les gars. Ça va péter. Ça va péter, les gars.
Another game where we will see, I'm sure, plenty of fighting off spawn. I think when you look at the sort of drop maps that have been made around the community, a lot of fighting happening on the outskirts of
Ah ouais. Il y en a, ils vont aller où? Au spawn préféré ou pas? Y a moyen? Non. Ok. Les 39, ils vont aller bah, à la jungle. Ok. Il y a du moyen. Oh, il a loupé. Ok. Ça veut dire c'est pareil, eux là, ils sont, c'est des meilleurs. Ah, il y a carrément des petits défis là. Oh, il y a moyen.
Leaving his teammate behind, and all he has is that new DMR. You can see him immediately going to that temple vault, trying to get even more loot.
Et à mon avis, c'est pas moi qui joue là.
With all the heals, this is a good opportunity for them if they can just find the right loadout. And right now, it's not going in way of Meza, giving him the confidence to go ahead and push. And that's why you're seeing them kind of disengage out. What was an off-spawn battle now is just turned to 2 teams trying to split this loot.
Ooh, a bit of trouble here at Slappy Shores. Belusi and Vortex seemingly not respecting show them in your life.
Moi, je comprends un truc.
I'll be real, if it was Tayson and the stash landing here, I don't know if they'd be as aggressive.
Les gars, je vous dis, moi je comprends rien. Je suis nul en anglais, en maths, tout.
Look, we don't know you guys like that. You ain't been here at no Slappy all season long, and so we're not going to give you that kind of respect.
Les gars, moi je suis pas fort. Hein. Eh, il y a les traductions en bas. Oh, je vais pas me casser la tête. S'il y est, au moins. Oh, oh. Pas mal.
They hit him with an elbow off the top rope, and now a 1v2 situation. Yapko's trying to fight back, and he does so with perfection, almost not even missing a shot.
This guy's a monster.
Ouais, j'avais oublié, il peut pas sortir.
That was ridiculous. How impressive was that?
It was so impressive to see it again. Didn't stand a chance.
Never been a better advert for the flapjack rifle, has there?
Not yet. That's gonna be.
Les gars, comment il est tellement geek, enculé. Ah, désolé pour gros mots, ça c'est sûr. Mais bref, ça va pas sortir là. Je pense qu'il est bien ou pas? Ouais, il est tellement geek lui. Ah, les 9e ils sont bien. Ils sont bien. Le spawn il est parfait là. Oh, il y a du moins. Oh, lui ça se voit, il geek. Hein. Ah ouais, s'il est arrivé là, il a geeké.
Your drop spot, studying the teams
oh.
around you,
oh.
in ways you can catch them out.
Oh. Magnifique. Je sais, il va mourir tout bêtement en plus. Hein. Il va pas le lâcher, il va me mettre une pression. Ouais, je savais. Ah, ça, je connais cette souffrance. Le mec, il te met une pression incroyable. Là, il arrive. Il vise, voilà. C'est ça qu'on veut. Il redescend. Il essaie de laisser son pote récupérer. Il a mis la balle, il s'est retiré. Le maximum là, il faut faire des. D'abord, il faut faire d'abord des dégâts avant qu'ils attaquent. Parce qu'il y a le. Comment? Le truc pour la zone.
time for a straight 2v2 is done and over with. And you can see them slowly but surely trying to sneak up. The longer this one takes, the better chance it's going to be as the shots finally start pouring in on the other
En
side.
vrai, il y a grand moyen. Il regarde.
Mammoth being used, and that's what we talked about as well. It's not only the long
Ok.
range, but the hip
Les
fire
22,
accuracy that
les
makes it
34.
a must-grab weapon.
En vrai,
It's not
si les
scaling down
22 ils
because
tuent les
flash or nade,
34,
because
ils
now
passent
they've stolen away what high ground is there.
en 19, je pense. Ça dépend leur point.
Yeah, it's an interesting right.
Ils ont 12.
Because Splash
Ouais, il y a
and
moyen.
landing at the naughty nets. They're gonna have to be a bit more adventurous with how they get their surge, right? A team that's not as
Ils se
experienced as some
replient.
of the
Il a
others in
raison
the lobby,
totalement de
so
se replier. Hein.
will certainly be eager to try and figure out just how and where they can take advantage of teams. Nixon and Blaha, second place in that first game, and a team that a lot of people are starting to have their eyes on. I think Baby, Camille, and Seti is what people have been saying, right? Which I certainly get the comparison, of course, also Polish players, so they're always going to be bound to have some comparison.
Là, regardez. Mais le meilleur simple, c'est d'abord faire les dégâts. Là. Les deuxièmes, ils sont bien. Est-ce qu'ils vont la maintenir? Oh, le premier, ils sont en train de se battre. Magnifique. Le premier, ils sont en train de rusher au taquet.
Yeah?
Non, le premier, ils sont morts.
And they're hunting down that second player, but that player's kind of running into the direction. That's Chari. That was the game winners of that last game, and you can see them running into the direction of a couple of other players, the potential for third party, and he's hoping that is enough of a distraction for him to disengage and get out alive.
This is so tough.
Il faut qu'il se replie. Hein. Il a raison. Replie-toi. Regarde derrière.
The time your best bet is to just mud out of there. And Chari will do just that.
First victory out in a weekly final.
Yeah, coming off your first victory out
Ici,
in a
il
weekly
pleut.
final, all chapter long into a game where your teammate's down.
Ouais, il faut qu'il se replie et tout.
You're not looking like you're in the best spot. It's definitely a roller coaster for them right now.
Not going to say it's impossible for a top placement. We've
Ah,
seen
le
some
premier,
players
il est mal. Il est mal, le
It's definitely
premier.
going to be hard. Sky Jump and Kira going against Teeny and Joe Kloss.
Le
Lots of
8e comme
options we talked about.
des 35.
Freaky
Ok.
compound. The
35
new
35
area
position.
always so contested. I think it's just a lot of places to hide, a lot of mobility. You can get those slurp plants to save a lot of the shield. So a lot of players do make it a part, not only their loop path, but their path to get to zone as well. But since they're like slap dab in the center of zone, I don't think either team wants to kind of make that risky play just to fight it all out. You can already tell Mustache and Hide on Bush, just judging by the mythic flapjack that they do have in their inventory. Right on top, the slurp juices.
La map, il est envahi.
This game, so they get 3 points already for that mid-map
You
objective.
cannot allow these guys to have Secluded's Fire uncontested this season. It would just be unbelievable. Unfair for everybody else almost with just how good they would be. It is quite easily the strongest spot we've seen so far this season. So much success coming out of that POI from all the different teams landing there throughout. And if you give that to Hide on Bush, the GOAT, and Mustache, who is an unbelievable player in his own right, they've already won an FNCS this year, right? And then they came second in the one after. And there's a good chance they could win this one. Unbelievable consistency.
I do think he already got the reboot card from Thomas. Send him back in the middle of the loop, but choice which he's going to make. Do I rotate? Do I try to get him back? Do I third party this fight? He hears all the action going down, and there goes the sneak attack onto Vortexers. Great opportunity for Maldabilka to pick up points as a solo. So already we've got 5 points this game, 2 for the elimination, 3 for the vault.
Bon, les gars, il faut quitter. Hein. Ils sont bons, les spectateurs. Hein. Ils sont en anglais, wesh. Euh, euh, Ah, tu crois que j'ai compris, moi? C'est bon, là, j'ai quitté là et là, je vais jouer à Fortnite normal, hein. Ah! Il y a qui pour jouer là? Axo. Je sais pas pourquoi lui il fait quoi là. Mais bon, il y a du moyen. Oh, non, 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 non. On va demander pour rentrer, hein. Oh les gars, écoutez, 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 écoutez. Ça va partir en fou rire. Oh, on va le rejoindre déjà. Et attends. Wesh. Oh, la manette, tu commences à bugger ou quoi? T'as pas rendu l'âme encore? Ouais. Ouh. Non, on va pas mettre ça. Mm-mm. Y a moyen, y a moyen. Hello. Inch'Allah, je vais rentrer. Mouah. Merci Doudou. C'est le compteur qui commence à bugger, hein. Viewer, j'ai pas beaucoup. Ah oui, y a moyen. J'arrive pas à rentrer. J'arrive pas à rentrer. J'arrive pas à rentrer. Oh. J'ai réussi à rentrer une deuxième fois.
Eu dizia, mãe, eu prefiro na construção do sentido. Não como qual foi.
E o nyango papa. Ouais, dans une heure. Il faut que je fasse vite alors. Oui. Premier game. Aïe, aïe, aïe.
Ça y est,
Eh, Allahu! Namu ambulance. Namiri ambulance. Quatrième vale, vai acheter com vale, mas quatrième ni primeiro game yangu, mtaka zamori da sha. Hey, tunazo
Kama ule utampara
kimono.
hata ule hata skin rendenye zile. Kama itawa.
Manzananga mchingadza. Na fibu bechina ngadza. Zo chambo samtina ta fibu. Yo fiash bana tu. Merci beaucoup.
Vizinho ngima.
Tá te vise. Amiga mato. Mãe nyango papá, caramba, é. Rema. Mwanzanangu sana nsize shintu. Ai lolo. Ai lolo. Na 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 na. Mwanyangu papa, nsikate pia zibali.
Acabei a construção. Saiu. Kamsinule.
Peguei a construção e eu enche mais só fio.
Kamsinule na mzima.
Eu vou para aí. Não papai para o pé.
Não, me tá claveu lá. Pica, o hali o pica o.
Não tá se jogando, nem me faz tomar um beijão agora.
É boa armada. Ui, esqueci.
Mwanzo nangu papa, peshilo siye malo wan. Mwanzo nangu pana kata wane shenye kenda chupo, wan spana dai wan. Esto na nduzo ke sa. Tekati numago se. Kasama. Watu madevo hanu mais. And bamba.
legal. Eu tô de lugar que eu
Ndinonga mchingadza. Nchamwambila mba mchingadza.
Desculpa que dentei da. Até no meio de tudo. Você não tem uma Juni?
Lata tu.
Ah, jogar. Aí, mano, eu então não assisti, mano.
Mandando um swami be. Unanga me mwabalo ale insamiza vai pesi mais.
Eu não tô sabendo que estilo, sabe? Eu como som, cheio.
Eu fivo, hoje eu fivo, calitene. Mandando papa na mje chubo munange utun para osa. Nsuna mudin gazad. Bakwalo jo anje mao. Hey, ngla boti mudila shukao.
Isso aí, mas ajuda pessoas, ajuda debate.
Che, cha, am si jo pes, am jo maneti sa. Osmami. Na construir. Manzana wangu papa am na construir. Na mjude yo bet na construir. Inga. Manzana wangu, shuka. Akofika kwenye polisi ale. Ai. Allah.
Já.
Hoje já tá assinando lá, tá dando nulo.
Ela tá brincando.
E tal e sofre. Manzanango papa, jibange sofre, odio.
Aí, ali, kumbola teti, ali. Registrado. Ele embolha nas duas.
Outro mono sobe. Fica tola chawa, fica na haiku chawa Manzanango. Nunca baki wani, então não. Quase por que sua olho aí, não é?
Ele me matou. Não, ei, já abandono, mano. Olha, se eu acho que deu, mano.
Agora mandamos tlatia, tá. Alô, junta, mona! Uma minha chita suave!
Oh, não sei como.
Tem uma pra tentar me jogar mais que ça.
Ih, lá de boa, mano. Zero fique, mano. Aí. Aí, olha.
Manda não, se faz o nome não. Vamos não, tu?
Bakun da bidi bagas ya kalle.
Manda não, me aqui, one sauve suave. Olô muito.
Dale estaba frente aqui. Foi para
Já tratei só na baliza, é muito avançado de sana. Oi.
hampir semua ambil.
Kami mais espoir, mas... Dá, 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 dá. Dá, tu chama pra desse caminhar. Mas vamos ficar onde? O cara tá vivo. Assim, na popundili.
Olha, response. Date.
Meu ave.
Awan. Oh. Tulis. Wah. Kami ni Fal. Tidak mesti seribu. Dari jiwa army. Apa itu nggak? Yang putih ya, paling kena bukan terima.
Enggak ada nasi mereja.
Misalnya jam bikin mana ini? Begitu itu. Era avventure. Isso um pouco assim, como se tu lá lá. Avia maleta. Hoje ele. Maria, Maria, Maria. Maria, Maria. Boa.
Encore une minute ou allez. Bon les gars, on va aller non, on va y aller à Warzone. Du coup, je vais quitter un petit peu Fortnite. J'ai combien de points? Bonus, on va prendre, on va prendre elle, hein. Elle et tout. Il restera combien? Ok. Ça avance, ça avance. Moyen, on va y aller à Warzone.